Hi students, so this is the first class of Unit 2. So Unit 2 is all about assembly language programming with 8086 and these are the contents that we are going to cover. Our first topic is addressing modes of 8086, second topic is instruction format, instruction set is the third topic which is a vast one, fourth one is assembler directives, fifth one is procedures and macros and few examples of our assembly language programs. Okay, so in this session I am going to cover you addressing modes of 8086. Okay, it is the method of specifying data to be operated by an instruction is called as addressing mode. Okay, so addressing mode means it is a method of specifying the data to the processor, how to handle that data, in which way you can handle that data. That means in which way you can handle a string or else in which way you can operate on numbers, like that. It is a method of specifying data to the processor by an instruction is called as addressing mode. Okay, so this is the definition of addressing mode. Now let us see the types of addressing modes. So 8086 supports total 8 types of addressing modes. So first one is immediate addressing mode, second one is register addressing mode, third one is direct addressing mode, fourth one is register indirect addressing mode. In this register indirect addressing mode we are having 3 types: based, index and base indexed. Fifth one is register relative or register indirect addressing mode with displacement, and fourth one is without displacement. Okay, in fifth one also it is having 3 types just like the fourth one. Okay, relative based, relative indexed and relative base index. These are the 3 types. Next one is implicit addressing mode, sixth one, and seventh one is IO port addressing mode, and eighth one is addressing modes for control or branch instructions, control transfer or branch instructions. So in that there are 2 and they are intra-segment mode and inter-segment mode. In those 2 modes also again they are direct and indirect modes of addressing. So these are the 8 types of addressing modes of 8086. Now let us see one by one in detail. First one is immediate addressing mode. So immediate means readily available. So the data or else the operand is readily available and that is immediately moved to the register or else the memory location. So the operand or data is available in the instruction itself. The data is immediately or readily available in the instruction itself. Okay, that means here is the example instruction: move x comma 1 2 3 4 h. H stands for hexadecimal. So 1 2 3 4 is the immediate number or ready number that is directly moved to AX register. So this is one of the examples of immediate addressing mode. Add AX comma 4 5 7 6 7. That means it adds the content of AX register and number 4 5 6 7 immediately. So next one is register addressing. So in register addressing the data is available in any one of the registers. So data is immediately available here. In register addressing the data is available in any one of the registers, That means move AX comma BX, the data is transferred to register via a register. Okay. So move AX comma BX, add AX comma BX, add CX comma DX. So these are the examples for register addressing mode. Next one is direct addressing mode. So the direct addressing modes, the offset address of the data is available in the instruction. So directly from memory we can get the data. So this is the example: move AX comma DS colon content of 2000H. That means in memory. Okay. So in memory wherever 2000 memory location is there, suppose here it is 3434 data is there, 2000 and 2001. Okay. So the data from this is 16-bit register, right? So automatically it accesses the 2 values. 3434 is copied to AX register. So after execution of this instruction, AX register is copied with data 34 and 34. Okay. So this is direct addressing mode. Directly we can access from the memory. Okay. Or we can move or we can add, we can even do subtraction also. So Fourth one is register indirect addressing mode. So register, this is direct addressing mode, and here this is register indirect. That means the effective address of the data is available in any one of the base or index registers. That means, okay, that the address of the data, here we are taking this directly from memory location, we are taking it directly, but here this address is available in the register. From the register we will get the address, and from the address we will get the data. Okay. So example for this, these are three types as we have discussed: based, relative, based index and base index. And in based index, based addressing, the effective address of the data is available in base registers. That means base registers are BX or BP. We will write the example like this: move AX comma DS colon BX. The DS, whether we can represent DS or whether we won't be represent DS sometimes, or else you can directly write move AX comma content of BX like that. Okay, so you can write move AX comma content of BX. So whenever if you write content of BX is a general purpose register, right? If you write these brackets for the general purpose register, so automatically the CPU understands that that is not the data that is available in the general purpose register, but that is address. So it refers the address of the general purpose register. So move AX comma content of BX means it automatically assumes that is the address that is available in BX register, and it will go to the address. That means, for suppose move X comma content of BX, so in BX register if there is a data called 4100, then what this move instruction does means, okay, so it will go to 4100 memory location. So it is 3433 if that is the data. So it will go to content of general purpose register, right? So it will go to the 4100 memory location, and the data from the memory location is copied to AX register. Okay, after execution of that instruction, AX is with 3433. Okay, so this is the base addressing. So next one is indexed addressing. So indexed addressing means the effective address of data is available in the either of the index register SI or DI. So for this you can write it as move AX comma content of SI, like that you can write. So move SI, first initially you have to write move SI comma 4000 and move AX comma content of SI. Okay. In the same way you have to write programming here also. That means SI is pointed at 4000 memory location, and 4000 memory location the data is copied to AX register. Soon you will see all these examples in our next classes. Move AX comma content of SI, move content of DI comma AX, like that. This is the indexed addressing. And next, base indexed addressing means both base and index registers will be effective, okay, for the data. So the effective address of data is sum of base and index register. That means the memory location is represented in both BX and SI register. So this is the example. Okay, so this is the register indirect addressing mode. So next one is register indirect addressing mode with displacement. Okay, so this effective address is formed by the adding a content of base or index registers and 8-bit or 16-bit signed displacement. Okay, so there will be a signed displacement 8-bit or 16-bit. So that is getting added to our BX or SI registers. Okay, so first one is relative based addressing. The effective address is the sum of the content of base register BX or BP and 8-bit or 16-bit signed displacement. Okay, that means move AX comma BX plus 25. So suppose in BX there is a value 2000 is there, means it will add 25 to that. So the data from 2025 is copied to our AX register like this. And next one is relative indexed addressing. So relative indexed means the same thing. Effective address is the sum of the content of index register and 8-bit or 16-bit displacement. The displacement will be either 8-bit or 16-bit. You can write as same. Okay, so move x comma si plus 25 or else move 25 ds colon 25 means this also refers to the same. And relative based indexed addressing means the effective address is sum of the content of both base register and index register and 8-bit and 16-bit sign displacement. Okay, so like this, base bx, si and 25. So this is the relative based index addressing. And next one is implicit addressing. Implicit means there will be no operand, there is no source, there is no destination, nothing. The instruction itself is the syntax for the instruction. That means the instruction knows what operation has to done and on which register that has to perform that particular operation. Okay, that is the implicit addressing mode, and we are having in 8086 there are many implicit instructions also. So there are some instructions which operate only on the content of accumulator. Such instructions do not require the address of the operand. This type of addressing is called as implicit or implied addressing. So in default in 8086 there are some instructions that works only on accumulator register. If it is 8-bit operation, they work for AL register, and if it is 16-bit operation, they work for AX register. Okay. Such type of instruction, they doesn't need to specify the address of operand, and they doesn't need to get the operation, that means whether it is addition or whether it is subtraction that has to be done. There is no need to specify anything, simply the instruction itself is the addressing mode. Okay, it itself specifies even the what is the operation and where it has to perform and where it has to store the result also. So example for this is DAA. DAA stands for decimal adjust accumulator after addition. So it works only on the AL register. So what is the purpose of this instruction means it adjusts the result in AL register, the number in AL register to BCD number. Okay, pure BCD number. And AAS, this is ASCII adjust accumulator after addition. Okay. So this is the implicit addressing mode. And 7th one is IO port addressing mode. So the IO port addressing mode is used to access the IO ports. The IO read and IO write operations are performed only through accumulator. Okay. So in fixed port addressing mode, the 8-bit IO port is available in the instruction. In fixed port means the port address is fixed and that is readily available in the instruction. So in AL comma 80H, out 82 comma AL. So 80, 82, these are the address of ports. So next one is variable port addressing. So in variable port addressing, the 16-bit IO port address is available in the DX register. Okay, that means in AL comma DX, in DX register there is a 16-bit address. So like that, out DX comma AL. So like that there is an IO port addressing. So it is fixed port and address variable port. In fixed port, the IO port address is readily available in the instruction, just like an immediate addressing mode. In variable port addressing, the address of the port is stored in the DX register. So next one is addressing modes for control transfer or branch instruction. So there are some branch instructions in 8086 called as jump, call, return, like that. So the addressing modes depend on whether the destination address lies in the same code segment or different code segment. So there are two types. One is intra-segment mode. So in intra-segment mode, the destination address lies in the same code segment, and in inter-segment mode, the destination address lies in the different code segment. Okay. So in both intra-segment mode and inter-segment mode, again there are direct port addressing and there are indirect addressing mode. Okay, and here in inter-segment mode also there are direct and is indirect. Okay. So direct means that is just like an immediate addressing mode, that's why we are not again discussing here, and indirect means it happens via a register in the 8086. So these are the addressing modes of 8086 now. So I hope you understand this session. In next session we are going to see about the instruction formats of 8086.